All right, friends and family, welcome back to another video here on Healing Together. My name is Adam. I go by Coach HardgainZ because that's the name of our coaching platform. I've been coaching bodybuilders, recovering and current addicts, as well as mentoring troubled youth for well over 20 years. The way that I replace someone's DOC or drug of choice is through a method of dopamine replacement, because we're so used to this artificial dopamine that we're getting from exogenous compounds that our body hasn't created natural dopamine in a very long time. So we slowly and very methodically replace little bits of this dopamine with pieces of excitement within our lives. Today is a follow-up video which has been highly anticipated and very highly demanded, which is how to quit kratom with me, part 2. And if you haven't seen part 1 already, I strongly encourage you to go watch part 1 first. And this is a process that I started developing many years ago, over 20 years ago, when I started coaching bodybuilders, realizing that if I wanted my client or my bodybuilder to become a champion, we had to replace certain other addictions that held them back from being number one. It also worked for me. And I want you to know, do not beat yourself up if it doesn't work right away. Do not beat yourself up if you need to continue to go back to step 1, back to step 2, because this is a process. In order to get through this process successfully for the last time, we need to forgive ourselves for our mistakes. Now, assuming that you've watched episode 1, you'll see that the first thing that we introduce is implementing journaling. Journaling is crucial for this process to work because we finally have to see what we're consuming in an honest way. A lot of us, as we consume different substances and different compounds, we either intentionally or unintentionally forget what we've taken and when we've taken it. And we just listen to our body either going through withdrawal or craving more dopamine or craving that hit or craving that buzz, and we say, oh, it's time for another hit. That's not going to get us off, and that's certainly not going to get us to where we want to be and that person that we want to become. So we have to start introducing responsibility and accountability. So journaling is step 1. I don't want to go too much into episode 1, so if you need to do a refresher, go back and watch episode 1 and then come back here now. So journaling is the first step. Once we are journaling, we see what we're actually consuming, when and how. We see our patterns. Step 2 in episode 1 is to love ourselves more. To increase the love that we have inside for the person that we already are. Because no matter where we are in life, what we're doing, what we're taking, we still have to find love in our hearts for ourselves. No matter what. Even if we're high as a kite, we have to love ourselves. We certainly can not like who we're being, not like the decisions we're making, not like where we are, not like where we've been. But we still need to love ourselves enough to say, I deserve more. I love myself so much. I care about myself. I deserve more. I deserve to be someone different than who I'm being right now. That's the love that we're talking about. And now that you have your journal from video 1, I want you to sit here and watch video 2 with your journal in your lap, on your desk, or in your hand. And you're going to take notes. I want you to write down everything that I say here. Build an outline, okay? So pay attention as we dive into video number 2. Now we're coming into episode 2, okay? So episode 2 is building off of that loving ourselves. Now we have to look at ourselves honestly and say the following. Why do I take kratom? What is my reason? And what is my goal in consuming kratom? Many of us take it for pain management, just like we take opioids and just like we take other things and just like many people drink alcohol for pain management. But then again, many of us also take it as escapism. So now that we've done that, now we need to look at why do I take it when I take it? Because that's going to help answer the other two. Many of us are so accustomed to taking Kratom first thing when we wake up, whether it's for pain management to get going for the day, or whether it's because we like that nice buzz, that happy feeling first thing in the morning, and it wakens us up. Or it helps people with their social anxieties, and it gets them out of the bed, it gets them out of the house, it gets them to a job, it gets them interacting with people. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on the flip side, which is the benefits of Kratom. This is not a video for the benefits of Kratom because, again, many benefits of Kratom are certainly pain management and social anxieties. But as we know, there is a threshold where Kratom becomes a ball and chain. Please remember, this is the video that is going to get you off. And that is what you've been asking for all along. Do not come up with excuses as to why you should stay on Kratom. Continue to build the reasons as to why you know you want to get off, need to get off, have to get off, are dying to get off. It does affect our health. So let's say that you're someone who takes Kratom to spend time with family members that you can't stand. Let's say you're someone that takes Kratom because you have work to do at your computer and it makes that work a little more enjoyable, a little less mundane. Whatever the reason is, now we know the reason. Now we can start saying, I have to find a sober foundation. And in a sober foundation, now we say to ourselves, we're going to have to relearn doing the things that we may not like to do without Kratom. Doing the things that we've been doing that Kratom makes easier without Kratom. In step 3, we're going to start talking about things that we can do and use to replace Kratom or the DOC. But we're not there yet, okay? That's implementing part 2 with part 3. So in part 2, we focus mostly on assessment, establishment, and building a new foundation. So part 2 is just very basic. It's very straightforward. So we're building a new sober foundation, right? That means building sober habits, building sober excitements, building sober relationships. That leads me to the next thing that I'm going to try to help you with, which is realizing what relationships in our lives are healthy or unhealthy. The ones that are toxic or the ones that help create who we want to become. And a huge problem with addiction is as addicts, we like to be around other addicts because it helps us feel better about the decisions we're making. This is obviously very toxic. Many addicts become partners. And I do know amazing people who became partners through their addictions, and those people have helped each other avoid and stay away from those addictions. But unfortunately, the majority of the partners that I deal with and encounter continue to help each other excuse the addiction that they share, or the addictions that they both have that they want to overlook. So again, go back to what I just said about building that new sober foundation. Make sure you write that down. This is huge because now you're going to have to spend a lot of time while loving yourself enough to say, this relationship is good for me. This relationship is not. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to take a break, if not step away permanently from that relationship. And we will never achieve that highest level of greatness in our lives with those toxic, destructive relationships close by. The enablers are the worst ones to have around us. On the contrary, relationships with people that just want to support the person that we want to become continually are very healthy. We know that this person loves us, loves who we are. And whatever we choose, they're going to love us and support us. And they're going to be there for us. And they will walk the path with us. That is the relationship that we want to stay close to, because that is the person that will help us build the new foundation in a way that supports and loves us the most. Okay? But sometimes you may need to go out and just cut everybody off and meet new people, meet new friends. There might be family members that you just can't be around anymore. Unfortunately, that's the reality. And right now we are choosing to love ourselves more than everybody else, because this is absolutely crucial as we want to overcome the addictions that hold us back. So friends, that is this video. That's step 2. I know it may be a shorter video compared to a lot of mine, but it's just so straightforward and direct. I want you to focus on everything I've said in this video. And believe it or not, as you watch this video again and again, you're gonna get more from it. So I want you to continue to go back and watch video 1 and then video 2. And then video 1 and then video 2. And then video 2 again, okay? And then you're gonna be ready to move on to video 3. So again, guys, thank you for watching another video. My name is Adam. I go by Coach HardgainZ. You can find me on Instagram at Coach HardgainZ with a Z. You can follow our team at Team HardgainZ. For direct and one-on-one coaching and consultations, send us an email at coachhardgainz@gmail.com. And as always, please forgive us because it does take us a while to get through all the emails. My assistant will get back to you and we will set you up with a consultation. The website is almost completed and almost up. You will then be able to go directly to hardgainz.com, sign up for your consultations, select your date, select your time slot, pay for it right there, and you will be on the electronic book. That will be so much easier for us on our end, and obviously much more simple and direct for you. So thank you for watching this series. It is very important. I strongly encourage you guys to spread this message, to share this series with everybody you can who you know needs it. It's not easy to always take this message and share it with someone that we know is in need of it, but they need it as much as we do. So this is so important. And guys, I really want to thank you so much. Many of you have been tuning in every time we go live, and I also want to thank many of you who have been sending in contributions and donations. So many of you have been sending us these super thanks. This little button down here or down here. Nope, it's probably there, right? And it's beyond generous. It really does help. This channel becomes demonetized from YouTube immediately because it's on addictions. I talk about kratom, I talk about opioids, we talk about abuse, withdrawal. We talk about a lot of those key words that YouTube just strikes right away. And so every video becomes demonetized. And instead of making this much money on each video, we make this much. It shouldn't be that way because these are the videos that are out to help people. But unfortunately, that's the society we live in. So friends and family, thanks again for watching. I'm Coach HardgainZ, and we'll see you in the next video.